Guys, 95% of people watching my videos are not subscribers. Please subscribe and like this video, turn on the notification button, because on this channel we follow the facts, examine the claims, and ask the question many politicians would rather avoid. Now, a major political controversy has erupted after Minister of Works David Umahi defended President Bola Ahmed Tinubu over Nigeria's worsening insecurity crisis. This is the video. Well, according to David, he said insecurity did not start under Tinubu, and there is a pattern where insecurity increases whenever elections are approaching. He suggested that some politicians may be weaponizing insecurity for political purposes and called on Nigerians to pray for President Tinubu rather than blaming him for every security challenges. Wow. Now, there are two different questions here that I will be presenting to you. First, is David Umahi correct that insecurity did not start under Tinubu? Then the second one is, even if insecurity existed before Tinubu, as the situation become worse under his administration. Okay, so talking about if insecurity did not start under Tinubu, the answer is clearly no. It didn't start under him. Anyone claiming insecurity started in 2023 will be rewriting Nigeria history. Under President Goodluck Jonathan, Nigeria faced the rise of Boko Haram. We all know that if you follow history correctly. The country witnessed some of the deadliest terrorist attack in its history. The 2011 UN headquarters bombing in Abuja. The 2014 Chibok school girls adoption. Repeated attack across Borno, Yobe, and Adamawa. Entire local governments were temporarily occupied by insurgents. So insecurity was already a major national crisis before Tinubu. Get that clear. Then came President Muhammadu Buhari. Buhari inherited Boko Haram but promised to end insecurity. While some territories were recovered from insurgents, new threat expanded. Banditry exploded in the northwest. Mass kidnapping became very, very common in Nigeria. Schools were attacked repeatedly. The Kaduna-Abuja train attack shocked the nation. Many rural communities experienced persistent attacks. So Umahi is factually correct when he says insecurity did not start under Tinubu. The problem existed under Jonathan. It continued under Buhari, and it remained under Tinubu. So as insecurity became worse under Tinubu, that's the question. Many Nigerians argue that while Tinubu inherited insecurity, the scale and frequency of attack remained deeply troubling. Recent years have seen continued reports of mass kidnapping, attack on communities, school adoptions, and deadly assaults across several states. Critics argued that after 3 years in office, Nigerians are expected to see a stronger reduction in insecurity rather than explanation about inherited problems. So supporters of these administrations counter that insecurity challenges accumulated over a decade cannot disappear overnight. We know that. You've been telling us this and we know. They argue that military operations continue across multiple fronts and that the government inherited complex security threats from previous administration. And this is where accountability actually becomes very, very important. A president should not be blamed for creating every security challenge inherited. But every president will ultimately be judged on whether conditions improve under his leadership. So that's what we are saying. Not if he created it or not. Has he improved? That standard also applies to Jonathan. It applies to Buhari. And it equally applies to Tinubu as well. So Umahi claimed that insecurity increases during election. Well, it often appears that to intensify whenever election approach, and suggested that politics may be contributing to insecurity tension. This is not a completely new argument. We've heard of similar argument before. Historically, Nigeria has experienced election-related violence, political tension, and increased security concern around election period. But proving that current insecurity is deliberately being escalated by politicians requires evidence. Without evidence, it remains a political opinion rather than an established fact. The burden of proof remains on those making the allegation. And then we saw another debate about the Peter Obi security argument. The debate has emerged after critics of Peter Obi circulated statement attributed to former Anambra Governor Willie Obiano. According to those reports, Obiano allegedly said that Peter Obi handed over a state with serious security challenges and that kidnapping were prevalent during Obi's administration. That's the video playing. Supporters of Obi immediately pushed back. Why? Because there is also a documented evidence from retired Major General John, who served as operation commander during security operation in Anambra. This video. According to him, he publicly stated that when insecurity became severe in Onitsha, Peter Obi secured approval from Operation Mason and provided the resources needed for the operation. He credited Obi with supporting effort that restored security in parts of the state. So what do we have? One narrative says Obi handed over serious security problems, and another narrative says Obi played an important role in restoring security and supporting security agencies. Both claims exist. This is why serious analysis must go beyond political talking points. When comparing security across different administrations, context matter. Jonathan faced a growing insurgency. Buhari faced insurgency plus the expansion of banditry and mass kidnapping. Tinubu faced insurgency, banditry, kidnapping, farmer herders conflict, violence, and organized criminal networks. Different presidents face different threats. That makes simple comparison difficult. Just like you compare 2026 with 2014 in Nigeria. Ordinary Nigerians usually ask a simpler question: do I feel safe today than I did before? That question often shapes public opinion more than government statistics. So where does this leave us? Umahi is correct that insecurity did not start under Tinubu. The historical record clearly shows major security crisis under both Jonathan and Buhari. But many Nigerians also have legitimate concern about continuing insecurity under the current administration. Both things can be true at the same time. The Peter Obi debate is similar. Critics point to a statement from Obiano. Supporters point to testimonies from military officials who worked during Obi's administration. Ultimately, Nigerians should evaluate politicians using evidence rather than party loyalty. Whether APC, PDP, Labour Party, NDC, NDC, ACC, oh, I don't know. Security is too important to become a propaganda contest. The real question is not who inherited insecurity. The real question is who can reduce it. After all of this, I'm going to play the video of David Umahi, the entire video. That of the debate and all of that. And I see on Fita TV. Do you agree with what David Umahi said, that security increases during election? Has security also improved under Tinubu, or it has worsened? What do you think? And what is your assessment about the security around Obi? What's your assessment about that? Don't forget to like, drop your own comment in the comment section, turn on notification button, share this video, and don't forget, I said before that 95% of my viewers are not subscribers. Go and subscribe now, then continue watching the video of David Umahi. See you next time.
Thank you, President. You know, what is the national discourse now is the issue of security and insecurity. When people, that call themselves extreme politicians, insult the president and talk about insecurity as if the insecurity just started within the administration of the president. It's very unfortunate, because security is the job of everyone. The security, should not be politicized, should not be organized. Why is it that any time trying to have an election, there is, heightened insecurity? This is very, very unfair. Because anybody that takes the life of others under any guise, God is watching, and God is going to pay back. And so, if anybody has hands in the insecurity because the person wants power, God will resist such a person. God will resist such a person. So we stand with the president, we pray for him, we walk with him, and the peace phase will also pass. We will win our election by God's special grace. The boat is already on sail, it's on high sea. We are experiencing turbulence, but the president has been able to stabilize the boat in so many directions. The macro economy is stabilized, the naira is stable, and we are descending the gains of the reforms to the micro level. And personal security will also be sought by this president. And we all be grateful to God Almighty. Because when God has called you, because time and night belongs to God, there is nothing anybody will do. What is happening is that God's glory will be amplified. And Nigeria will be taken again. And there will be peace and prosperity in the land. We continue to pray for all our students who are in captivity. God sees them wherever they are hiding, and their hands will be loosened by God, and they will return our teachers and students and our brothers and sisters that may be in captivity. My confidence.
Well, Shehu, I believe that this is. I'm not campaigning against Peter. He's not a candidate. So I rather focus on the things that I want to do for the Anambra and what I've done. If you look at when I came here, there was no security. People were not coming home. 69 people were kidnapped in the 8 years of the previous administration. But I came, I saw, I conquered, and today people are coming home in deluge. People from all kinds of all places for marriages, for wedding, for church activities, for Ofala festivals, Yam festival, what have you. And this has provided a dividend on security. The dividend is as follows. One, many people come in, they bring in money. As a matter of fact, by the last estimate we did with the consultants, what inflows into Anambra every month is about ₦1 billion every month, and it trickles down. Secondly, the payment of salaries as and when due is also helping the people to stabilize. By the way, Shehu, let me give you statistics to show what we've done. First is that in 2009, the GDP of Anambra State was 2.8 trillion. I grew this GDP up in 2016 to 3.98 trillion. So in 2 years, I grew the Anambra economy by 1 trillion. And if you put this side by side with other, convert it into dollars and put it side by other countries, you find that the GDP of Anambra, we are the 27th in Africa, if we're a country. And if you do GDP per capita, that will give you $2,338 naira per person, using 500 million people. You
I'm afraid the time is up, but you have not answered the questions that I asked you.
I am Major General John and retired.
I would like to briefly testify about my encounter with His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi. I was the first commander of the internal security operations in Anambra State when he assumed office as the executive governor in March 2006. The operation was a collective effort of the Nigerian military and police. His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi provided a political direction, strategic guidance, and general support for restoring security to the entire state within a record period of about 2 weeks for the flashpoints and about 3 months for the entire area of our operational responsibility. He exhibited total political will and unflinching commitments towards securing Anambra State. All the needed non-kinetic and kinetic measures were employed with his personal involvement to tackle insecurity in the state, and he was directly in charge. Thereafter, I proceeded to Liberia in October 2006 for United Nations missions in Liberia. Interestingly, on returning to location after our rotation back to Nigeria in April 2007, the conducive security situation still persisted in Anambra State. My dear Nigerians, from this precedence, it can be deduced that, given the opportunity, a similar feat can be achieved by His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi for our dear country Nigeria. Thank you and God bless.